So it's Casey Day again, 39 years old, Beaver Creek, Oregon, 380 pounds. Time for a little serious sit down. They always say everybody's got a story. We all got a sad story. I got a sad, sad story. But you guys don't really want to hear about that. I'd love to have a cup of coffee, get a call back. I'll make you laugh. I'll make you cry. We'll leave being best friends, because that's what I am. People love me. They're like, man, we love you. You're such a great guy. Everybody loves you. You always put everybody else first. Never do anything for yourself. You're a selfless person. You'd give them the shirt off your back if you could. Granted, it's a little big, but yeah, I would. But it's my daughter, Nicole. She's 19. My oldest, the first. One that gets hit the hardest. But had a rough couple of years. A couple of years ago, Nicole came to me. She's like, Dad, I'm gay. And I had a real hard time with it. I alienated her, wouldn't talk to her. I'm like, why my daughter? It's not normal. I was always taught gay people, there's something wrong with them. And then I decided, she's my daughter, and I love her. And if I don't come to terms with this, I'm going to lose her. And it's been real hard. And I love her to death. You always want the best for your kids. And she's met some really good people. Mariah's behind the camera. She's great. I'm glad that they're happy together. But it's been tough. I think the last year or so, we've become a lot closer just because I've been more open and she talks to me about her problems, and that's good. Been a rough couple of years family-wise. Economy hit. Nicholas and Channing, my youngest, they're adopted, and I always tell people when I see them, they're like, wow, how many kids do you have? I'm like, I have 4 kids. And they're like, oh my God, And I'm like, well, I adopted 2. And then their story changes. They're like, oh, good for you. Fantastic. You're great. Awesome. And all this. But it's still hard. With the economy in 2008, things got real hard. My wife, Tina, was having bouts with depression. She was having a tough time. We all had a tough time with it. And in March of 2010, we had to put her in a mental institution. And she's my best friend. We've been together 25 years. We're high school sweethearts, and I couldn't stand to lose her, and I didn't know what to do. And it was the hardest thing I ever did, was to commit her to a hospital, but I didn't want to lose her. And Nicole helped me through it, and we all got through it, but it's been a year since she got out, and we're all turning it around. But the problem is, I'm the dad, I'm the rock. I can't show emotion, I can't waver, I can't fall, because I have to be the rock, I have to be the dad, and the husband, and everything else. And over those last 2 years, I've gained 100 pounds because I had nobody to talk to. My wife, I can't talk to her about it because she was mentally unstable. And Nicole didn't really like talking about it because she didn't like what was happening to her mom. And 100 pounds in 2 years, it's time for a change. I have to do something for me. I want to do something for me. I always do everything for everybody else and nothing for myself, and it's time, because if I don't, I'm going to die. And I don't want to be 50 years old and leave my family, because I am the worker, I am the provider. And they wouldn't have anything if I was gone. I've got to get this weight off. I don't want my little kids to grow up without a dad. I don't want to be on the sidelines. I taught these guys everything in sports. I'm like, there's no way you're going to be overweight like me. Her and her brother both. I said, you will play sports, but I don't want to do as I say. I want to do it by example. And we're foster parents. We've adopted 2 kids. A lot of these kids that come to us have food problems. Well, who am I to teach somebody about food problems when I have food problems myself? I mean, look at me. It's hard. It's really hard. I need to get the weight off. I want to be the Superman that I know I can be. I don't like who I am. I look in the mirror and I'm like, who is this guy? It's not me. Who's this guy? I'm the 180-pound athlete inside this body that wants to come out and show you who I am. And that's what I want. I want to be able to look in the mirror and say, I like myself. And right now I don't like myself. I don't like who I am. I go to work. Sometimes I just drive down the road and I just cry because I can't show it at home, and I just cry. And I find myself, I'm like, why am I crying? It's because I want to change. I want a new life. I want to provide for the little kids like I did for these guys and be able to play those sports and coach those teams. And right now, 5 minutes, and I'm out of breath. I have to sit down, and I don't want to be that person anymore. So hopefully you'll give me a second chance. We can talk about this, and I'll tell you my sob story from day one. And trust me, we will cry together. We will laugh. We will be friends. And I'm going to be the best Biggest Loser you've ever seen on that show. And when I get that title of the Biggest Loser, I'm going to give back. I want to help people so they don't end up looking like me. And they know, well, why should we listen to you? And I can say, hear this, see this, look at this. I've done it. I've been there. You can make it. And that's what I want. So thanks for talking to me and with me. She's the oldest, so she's an adult, and I can talk to her about it. The little kids I can't break down. So call me, Casey Day, Beaver Creek, Oregon, 39 years old, 380 pounds, who wants to be 200 pounds. Thank you for your consideration.